off the bat, I want to let everybody know that Chris Jericho's not here tonight. Which goes to show you exactly the kind of man Chris Jericho is. But at the end of the day, him not being here, it's a gift. Because Chris Jericho pissed me off. Last week, Chris Jericho, in front of the entire world, he said that my father is an alcoholic. I'm not sure it was supposed to be some sort of a big secret. Certainly those close to me know it to be true. But it's not Chris Jericho's story to tell. It's none of Chris Jericho's business. And it's not so much that he said it or how he said it, but the fact that he said it in front of the entire world. And here I am, standing in front of a live audience, millions of people watching around the world, and I'm basically on Front Street under a microscope. I'm naked for the whole world to see. I look out here and I see everybody. I see little kids. I see grown-ups, parents, brothers, sisters. There's not a person in this building right now or sitting at home that hasn't been somehow negatively affected by the disease of alcoholism. I'm not going to let Chris Jericho's words swindle some little kid into thinking just because life dealt him a crap hand that he can't somehow shake it off and still be destined for greatness. He wants to make light of a serious subject, all because he wants to get in my head and under my skin for some sort of advantage at Wrestlemania. And Chris Jericho wants to play head games, and he wants to somehow now say that I'm predisposed to drink, that it's in my genes that I crave alcohol. That just goes to show Chris Jericho doesn't know me at all. And it backfired, Chris. It's backfired, because if there's a devil in my DNA, it's now your problem. And at WrestleMania, if there's a monster inside me, I'm going to let that monster out. I refuse to let my past dictate my future. There isn't a person on this planet that should let a past nightmare dictate or cloud their future dreams. Chris Jericho forgot to tell you the finish of that story. And that's that my father has worked extremely hard, just like dozens and millions of other people around the world, and he has overcome his addictions. He has beat his demons. He doesn't want you to know the fact, and here's the most important part. I am proud of my father. I am proud of my father, and I am proud of the fact that I am straight edge, because it's real, and it comes from the heart, and it's true, and it's tattooed on my skin for a reason, because it's what I believe. I'm proud of my father, I'm proud of being straight edge, and I'm proud of my father and all the obstacles he's overcome. And Chris Jericho, that's exactly what you are to me. You're an obstacle. And now, you can go around an obstacle, you could jump over an obstacle, or I could be like you and I could dig a hole. I could crawl under that obstacle, but I'm here to let you know that right now at WrestleMania, you, Chris Jericho, are my obstacle, and I'm going straight through you to prove once and for all that I am the best in the world.
I want you to listen to me, Punk. Listen to me. I didn't think it was right for me to be there tonight. I didn't want to face you in person, because I want you to really listen to what I have to say. I want you to really hear this, because all the points you've been making right now are right. I was out of line for what I said last week, and I'm sorry. And this is Chris talking to you right now. There's no Jericho here. There's no fancy jackets or bravado. It's me, and I was out of line. I crossed into territory I had no right to cross into. It was none of my business, like you said. I should have never brought it up, and I'm sorry. I apologize to you, and I hope you accept my apology. And I can promise you I'll never say anything about your father on this show again. I'm giving you my word on that. However, your sister, well, that's a whole other ballgame, isn't it? I found out all about your sister's substance abuse problems.
Chris, shut up. What are you talking about?
Oh, come on. It's well documented your sister has problems with drugs. And as anybody knows, drugs addicts will do whatever they can to score their fix. Anything. And I'm sure you're still proud of her. I'm sure you still love her, just like you claim that you're proud of your father and you still love your father. But come on, seriously, there's a pattern starting here, Punk. Your father's an alcoholic. Your sister is a drug addict, and you're going to end up just like him. It's inevitable. Punk, you're going to drink. It's your destiny. And it's a good news, bad news situation, though, Punk, because the good news is substance abuse and alcohol can be overcome. It can. Bad news? When I beat you at Wrestlemania and become the new WWE champion, that's something that you'll never overcome.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your host, Fearon Derry.
Sit down, shut up, and listen up.
Brock really gets a kick out of those different sounders. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. It also shows you haven't been listening because, I mean, I've had these for quite a while, so it kind of outs you. You're reacting as if it's the first...
Every week for
pipe bomb. Way to cover there, yeah. Way to try to recover. No, if we want to talk pipe bombs and talk about someone who's notorious for... using his mouth on this show to get himself in trouble over the course of the last 3 years. Somebody who definitely did that for close to a year and a half here. Well, we've got him here on the line. Former co-host, the one, the only, Richie Blyweiss. Richie, welcome to the program. Welcome back to the program.
Fearon, it's good to be back on, buddy. It's, I wasn't known for too many pipe bombs, only about 1 or 2 dozen a week.
Yeah, you're the reason we now have delay here. You realize that, right?
No, I realize that. But you know what? I feel like it was my job to come into the world and make a difference. And that's the difference that I made.
Well, everybody's got to have some sort of quality, I guess.
I guess. But, it's a pleasure to be back on the air. And I've got a couple of things I want to say. I am actually running into a doctor's appointment right now, so I've only got a couple of minutes. But the first thing I have to say, first and foremost, is to you, congratulations. 3 years, that's a great milestone, and it was an honor for me to be a part of that with you for that, for a year and a half. That was the thing that I looked forward to every weekend, was coming in on Saturdays, going out into the community with you. And, it was a great time, and I definitely miss my Saturdays, but I don't miss listening to you because I'm still listening every weekend, and I'm still a fan of the show. But it was definitely a great year and a half to be there with you, and it's still a pleasure to listen to you guys on the air.
Absolutely. I mean, I appreciate it. It's always fun, hilarity, and hijinks whenever you join in on the program. We got to get you back here in studio. I know things have been extremely hectic for you, especially in the latter portion of the wing season.
Yeah, last portion of the wing season, hoping for that playoff push. We're in first place right now, but the hope really is that we're going to make it into the playoffs and go deep into the playoffs. But, that's really the key right now, is just getting the word of the wings out and hoping that we can get the Philadelphia area and Delaware Valley out to support the wings. It's a great team this year. We got a great bunch of guys, great coaching staff, and we're just hoping for that championship run.
And a great way to do that is, of course, to go to their next home game, which is tomorrow at the Wells Fargo Center at 4 o'clock. I'm awful. I gave a cheap, shameless plug.
Well, I'll give another cheap, shameless plug for my best friend, Mad Dog, who it is his birthday tomorrow. And tomorrow is Bark at the Bowl game, where you can actually bring your dog to the game and come and bring your dog to the Wells Fargo Center and watch the game with your best friend right there.
Bring them all.
Bring them all. Oh boy, I've
got to get into wrestling though on your show.
Yeah, that's a good idea. See, this is what happens. We get into all kinds of crazy tangents whenever you come to the program. See what happens? Let's get back on.
High. That's what it is. Well, let's get us back on to wrestling.
Back to the business at hand.
I've got 3 big things, and the real big thing are the 3 big matches at WrestleMania. That's the best thing going in sports entertainment right now. TNA, I got to be honest, I haven't watched it in months because it just doesn't interest me, and I know that I'm upsetting a lot of people, and I'm going to be upsetting a lot of your TNA fans. But you know what? There is nothing there, and I know people want to say, well, Bobby Roode's doing some crazy. No, he's really not. He's just the best of a bad situation that they've got going on over there. And nothing there interests me anymore. But you look at the WrestleMania lineup, you've got a good, decent thing going with Triple H, Undertaker, and Shawn. It's not as good as it's been with the Undertaker storylines in years past. It's okay. It's a recycle a little bit. But you've got the CM Punk and Jericho thing, and they're building that up to be something really special. And the John Cena and The Rock is going to be a great match. I don't know if it's going to compare to, the attitude and the atmosphere that Rock and Hogan built, but I think it's going to be something comparable, and I think you're going to get better wrestling out of the two of them than you did Rock and Hogan.
Well, yeah, age certainly plays a factor. I mean, Rock hasn't even hit 40 yet, whereas when Hogan wrestled at WrestleMania 18, I mean, he was at that point pushing
70.
No, he wasn't pushing 70. RC, see what I got to put up with around here.
No, he wasn't pushing 70. RC, he was pushing a walker to get into the ring. That's what
true,
he was pushing.
The nacho,
the huckster, yeah, from those old billionaire Ted skits from '96. My goodness, no, he was closing in on 50 at that point, and I mean at that point the knees were gone, the hip I think was gone, so obviously the mobility was shot. You'll be able to see a lot more from Rock, who obviously has still kept himself in tremendous physical shape with all the movies, and Cena at this point, he's in his prime at 34, almost 35. I mean that's a wrestling prime basically.
You're going to get your money's worth. I don't think people are going to walk away from this WrestleMania and say, oh, that was so great. I would have spent more money. That was the best one. I don't think that this lineup is built for that. I don't think this is built for the best WrestleMania. I don't think it's going to even be built when it's all over for a top 5.
But come on, you're not geared up for Randy Orton and Kane?
Yeah, I knew that was a match.
Kelly, you knew that was a match. Oh, that's tremendous.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see you do as much show prep now as you did when you were here.
Yeah, right. No, that's why we had you around to do all the show prep. I just read over your notes for the first 2 minutes and then took the ball from there. But, Randy Orton is a great wrestler and a great talent. Kane is a great wrestler and a great talent. But they needed to keep the John Cena-Kane storyline going further. And I think that their early debut with last year announcing The Rock and Kane, I think that hurt them because they needed time to prepare. So they had to hurry through that Kane and John Cena storyline. And I wouldn't be surprised if once WrestleMania is over and The Rock is out of the picture, to go back and see that storyline be reborn again with maybe a potential John Cena heel turn and Kane being the driving force in that.
I don't know if people are going to cheer Kane over John Cena necessarily, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah. I think it's part of a John Cena heel turn, and I think he might even join forces with Kane for a little while
to truly embrace the hate. Well, we'll certainly have to see on that. Richie, thanks for chiming in. I know you got your doctor's appointment. Heaven forbid we keep you from that. We'll catch up. I'll see you tomorrow down at the game.
I can't wait to see you, and congratulations again. My best to everybody there.
All right, thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah, Bill appreciates hearing from you at least every once in a while. That's for sure. Wow, so I know I'm all over the place here. Let's keep those lines rolling here with a different RB, the one, the only, the infamous Rat Boy. Brock, you're waiting for this one, aren't you?
This was the main reason I came in here today.
Oh, because of me.
All because of you, Rat Boy.
Rat Boy.
Okay, I'm going to say 2 things, okay? RB, I'm sorry about that video that I done with your shirt. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay, Rat Boy. I can always forgive you.
All right. Second thing, you guys get pen and paper because I'm going to say something that I found out.
Is this another Rat Boy revelation?
It's one of those rat rules.
No, I need one, or a sounder or something.
Rat Boy.
Revelation.
All right, you ready? All 3 of them are going to get screwed by Vince McMahon. Think about it.
All 3 of who?
I think he's referring to The Undertaker, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels.
What's your reasoning behind that?
Remember the curtain call?
Well, Undertaker had nothing to do with the curtain call, but yeah, for those who are unfamiliar, and I know we're going back a ways, so quick story on that from '96. This was just before Scott Hall and Kevin Nash left the then World Wrestling Federation to go over to WCW, and there was a house show at Madison Square Garden where, they kind of finally blurred and broke the lines between good guys and bad guys as the four good friends of Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels all kind of embraced in the ring in a group hug after the main event, which was a steel cage match at that point, because that was their last goodbye before Hall and Nash made their way down to Atlanta. And at that point, well, there was some aftermath of trouble, which mostly was taken by Triple H because Shawn was the champion at the time. So all that being said, I don't think that Vince is going to harbor that kind of a grudge, for something that...
Think about it. Fearon, think about it, okay? WrestleMania. McMahon always got to put his face in WrestleMania somewhere, and that's it.
Vince McMahon hasn't been the only individual who's been involved on camera in every single WrestleMania. Here's a trivia question for you. Do you want me to throw it out there to either of you?
Yeah. Is he an announcer?
Yes.
Does he say, the following contest is now scheduled?
Okay, yeah, you pretty much got, yes, Howard Finkel, the only one, the Fink, to be involved in every single WrestleMania from 85 until now. So, I mean, Vince hasn't been on camera for a few of them, so he doesn't need to necessarily stick his nose in this particular business. And why would he take what is arguably one of the bigger matches of the card and just throw it away to put himself back out there at, 66 years old at this point? 67, actually.
Next year at WrestleMania 29, right here in New Jersey, it's going to be the old era versus the new era. The era's not over yet.
That's true.
The era's not over yet? No,
I have to agree with Rat Boy all the time.
The era is not over.
I think this call's over, though.
And let me know in 2 weeks if I'm right.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. If that were the case, that'd be one in a row, Rat Boy. Thanks so much for the call.
I'm glad I showed up.
See, I'm blaming you for this, Brock. This is all your fault.
It's like old
disappear for like 5 years, and then you come back, and you get
all the characters.
The revelations are still going on, strong.
The only revelations I want to see is that yellow snake that Jake Roberts had back in '96.
Oh, there are a few ways.
There's the name you haven't heard in a while.
No. There are a few ways that this match can go, the Hell in a Cell match. I mean, it can. I feel.
I just don't think that what Rat Boy had to say was one of them.
Exactly, yeah. But if it is going to be 2-on-1, Shawn Michaels and Triple H versus The Undertaker, in a way, Undertaker's back against the wall because he wants to keep the undefeated streak. What I was thinking off the radio, I was talking to you guys about what if the Ministry comes back? What if you see Big Daddy V and Minion and all them guys come back just to get his back one more time to keep that streak alive?
Wow,
I can definitely see him coming back.
Kind of getting an arsenal. I mean, my thought was kind of going full circle and bringing Paul Bearer and the Urn back. That would be a possibility, but I didn't even think the Ministry of Darkness. I mean, we don't want to go the full length of the corporate ministry, but
Yeah, but if we're going,
I don't think Big Boss Man's available necessarily. For example,
unfortunately not.
Yeah, Mean Street Posse action coming on.
No.
Let's
no.
Yeah.
We don't
no Joey Abs, no Pete Gas, no Rodney, no.
Pete Gas was awesome.
With the era coming back, the Attitude Era, why not bring the Ministry? The controversy that brought back then.
I was going to say you'll be I thought you were sticking with the Mean Street Posse. I was like, you'd be more likely to see Val Venus and The Godfather before you see.
They ruined the hardcore division.
Of course they did.
Fearon,
them and Kai and Tai.
Would you agree that what The Undertaker keeps saying in the promo, that he wants to keep it pure? Wouldn't you want that to happen in this match? You don't want to see, let's say, the Ministry come back, or you don't want to see...
You don't want to see all these additional run-ins and things like that?
Shawn Michaels get involved that much in the match. Because it's WrestleMania, you want matches to have a definitive ending and not so much outside. I mean, I'm sure Shawn will maybe...
Dixie Carter, you taking notes?
And then,
yeah, right?
But... I don't know. Or maybe Shawn will have an opportunity to get involved. Maybe he'll see
and that's where he'll take the high road.
Yeah,
that could certainly be a possibility. Well, yeah, that's certainly a possibility. I mean, especially given, I mean, his promos over the course of the last couple of weeks have sounded like 97 Shawn, but we obviously know that Shawn obviously is of a, well, he's of a better character thanks to a change in faith. That's probably the best way to put that. And maybe that faith will cause him to do the right thing at WrestleMania. So, I mean, there are so many ways we can go with this. I've got my predictions certain to go wrong for the pay-per-view. We'll go down the entire lineup since I won't be here next week, and I'll also have them posted up on the Facebook page, which, if you didn't know, yes, we are on Facebook, WBCB Pro Wrestling Weekly. Go ahead and like us on there. You can contribute on the wall, as many of folk have. That's how John from the Northeast was able to let me know about the Proud Papa, Loose Cannon, Eric Gargiulo, and Rat Boy posting various Rat Boy things. And, of course, normally on a daily basis, I've got the Today in Wrestling History segment, usually with an accompanying video. We've got Today in Wrestling History coming up. We've got some news and notes still, so much to do. Plus, we've got a look at the local scene courtesy of Ed from the Northeast. All that and more in the next 15 minutes here on Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.